Good evening, everybody. Welcome again to the Fortune Eagle Screen Share webinar. Please forgive us for the technical difficulties we had the last couple of weeks, but it seems like we got everything up and running the way it's supposed to be, because one thing about Fortune Eagles, as you guys well know, we're not going to let nothing stop us and nothing slow us down. We will figure out a way to get it done. So, we just want to thank you again for your patience and your time. There's a lot of stuff going on. And this is really the time to bring your friends and family to the Fortune Eagles platform. So with that being said, Bryant, you have the floor.
All right, fantastic. And again, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Thursday night call, for those of you that can make it. And for those of you that is watching the recording, we appreciate you too. You could be anywhere else tonight, but you chose to be here, and we really, really appreciate that. We do not take that for granted. And so what we're going to do, we're going to keep this nice and short, as we always try to do. We don't want to hold anybody up. We just want to give you the basic concept of the 14 Eagles platform and also the 14 Eagles community. And we want to give you give you the right perspective of what 14 Eagles is truly all about. Right? And so in doing that, as Greg said a couple of weeks ago, or for the past couple of weeks, we've had some challenges with our webinar platform, and our audio was really, really jacked up. And so we couldn't send out the webinar recordings for the last couple of weeks because the audio was so bad. But hopefully we've got it cleared up now, and now we can go ahead and do what we like to do. And so, as always, what we're going to do is we're going to show the video, video presentation of 14 Eagles. You can find the video presentation on our community website, which is located at www.14eaglesden.com. And once you go there, you can click on the menu and go to the And once you go to the 14 Eagles video, you can look at it there. But we always like to show it here on our webinar call because we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to see how the platform works before we really get into the concept of it all. So what we're going to do is we're going to show the video now and let you take a look at it. Here we go.
Welcome to 14 Eagles. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to describe a program that provides like-minded people from all walks of life the opportunity to help one another. 14 Eagles is not a business. It's not a corporation. It's not a network marketing organization. Rather, it's a private, invitation-only, global community of people who believe in the principle that by helping others, in that process, we help ourselves. That's the premise of 14 Eagles. As we give, so shall we receive. 14 Eagles commonly uses a unique online gifting platform that allows members to come together for mutual interest, commitment, and prosperity. When we join 14 Eagles, we enter into the first step of that process. We're invited to freely send a $2 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $6. We now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $2, totaling $28. Of that $28, we keep $7 as our harvest and hold on to $21 for step 2. In step 2, you're invited to freely send a $7 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you for a total of $21. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $7 totaling $98. You keep $8 as your harvest and add that to your previous harvest of $7 and hold on to $90 for step 3. Step 3, you're invited to send a $30 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you, for a total of $90. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $30, totaling $420. You keep $120 as your harvest and add that to your previous harvest total and hold on to $300 for step 4. Now for step 4, you're invited to freely send a $100 gift to each of 3 people whose names are presented to you, for a total of $300. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $100, totaling $1,400, of which you keep $800 as your harvest. You can see how your harvest is growing. You hold on to $600 for step 5, where you're invited again to freely send a $200 gift to each of 3 people whose names presented to you, for a total of $600. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $200, totaling $2,800, of which you keep $2,050 as your harvest and hold on to $750 for step 6. Step 6, the final step, you're invited to freely send a $250 gift to each of the 3 people whose names that are presented to you, for a total of $750. You now have the potential to receive up to 14 gifts of $250, totaling $3,500. You hold $750 for repeating step 6 and keep $2,750 as your harvest, for a total harvest of $5,735 from a one-time initial gift of just $6. You can also send and receive additional gifts by re-entering and cycling through each step. For example, by re-entering step 1, where you send a $2 gift to 3 people, by cycling through that step, you have the potential to receive $22 in gifts over and over. Likewise, by recycling step 2, you have the potential to receive $77 in gifts over and over again. That principle applies to each step. By cycling through each step, you can receive $6,380 in gifts over and over, in addition to the $5,735 in gifts you receive through your initial progression through your 6 steps. One of the first questions we receive is, how do I position myself to send and receive these gifts? Well, I encourage you to contact the person who introduced you to 14 Eagles, and he or she, if they haven't already, will provide you with their website address, 14eagles.com/ and their username. In it, you will find an outline that will walk you through the process to becoming a 14 Eagles member. It's a very simple process that begins with registering for a Cash App account. Cash App is our payment processor, which allows us to seamlessly and in real time send and receive gifts. Once you have established and funded your Cash App account, you can join 14 Eagles by completing a very short template. Then send your gift to 3 people whose names are presented to you in your website, and introduce 14 Eagles to 2 people who do exactly what you just did. Register for a Cash App account, join 14 Eagles, give 3 people $2 each, and introduce the program to 2 like-minded people who do the same thing you just did. That's how you build your 14 Eagles nest. These are the people who follow you from step 1 through step 6. It all began with a very simple 4-step process. As I mentioned earlier, 14 Eagles is not a business. We're not selling anything. We're not asking anybody to change their behavior. We are merely presenting a program to our friends and family members that allows us to freely send a $2 gift to 3 people with the potential to be blessed to the tune of thousands of dollars each month. Thank you for your time, and again, I urge you to contact the person who introduced you to 14 Eagles. God bless.
All right, so there you have it. That's 14 Eagles in a nutshell. That's our platform. It's a very simple platform, a very straightforward platform. But the thing that I love about our platform is that it's different than all the other gifting platforms that are out there. We pride ourselves on being a little different than the other platforms because one thing about the 14 Eagles platform, no one loses money in the 14 Eagles gifting platform. No one. All right? Because we always try to make sure that people come into our platform with the right mindset and the right motivation. And as we go through the concept of 14 Eagles, you'll see what I mean. But once you've looked at the presentation and you've got the gist of how the platform works, then I encourage you to come down right below the video presentation and you'll see just how to sign up. And if you follow these instructions, you won't have any problem at all getting involved with the platform. Get with the person that invited you and they can walk you through this process. And it's a very simple process, very easy step-by-step instructions. And if you follow these to the T, you shouldn't have any problems at all. Now, let's get into the real concept of what 14 Eagles is all about, because that's the key of what we do here. And so we really encourage you to go to our community website, which is located at 14 Eagles Den. That's www.14eaglesden.com. And if you scroll down on the home page, you'll see our welcome there. And on our welcome, it really puts in perspective, I should say, what the 14 Eagles concept is all about. And so what I'd like to do just very briefly is just to read the welcome. It's very short and very succinct. And by reading this, it'll put you in the right perspective of what 14 Eagles is all about. It says, 14 Eagles is a platform that provides like-minded people from all walks of life the opportunity to help one another. The 14 Eagles is not a business. It's not a corporation. It's not a network marketing organization. Rather, it's a private invitation-only global community of people who believe in the principle that by helping others in that process, we help ourselves. That's the premise of 14 Eagles. As we give, so shall we receive. 14 Eagles commonly uses a unique online gifting platform that allows members to come together for mutual interest, commitment, and prosperity. 14 Eagles has taken a concept that is actually thousands of years old, giving, sharing, and accepting, and merged it with modern-day technology to create a virtual community, a community that has developed its own economy of peer-to-peer giving and sharing, which provides economic stability to become self-sufficient and self-sustaining. 14 Eagles community is a bridge used to move people from a debt-based system formed on selling, buying, and taking to a collaborative-based system formed on giving, sharing, and accepting. The virtual community creates a paradigm shift in consciousness that inspires people to work together and garners love and harmony on a whole new spiritual level. There is a universal law, God's law. Whatever you give out into the universe, you will get back in abundance. If you are someone who has a heart for giving and genuinely likes helping people, then get with the individual who referred you to 14 Eagles community and let them know you want to be a part of this growing movement to change the world into the place it was meant to be. To register for the 14 Eagles community is free, but to send and receive gifts through the platform, you will need to get a Cash App or an OG Pay account. Get with the member who invited you to walk through this process. Now, that's the 14 Eagles concept. This is what 14 Eagles is all about. You know, we understand that, especially in today's time, people are hurting for money. People are hurting financially. People have lost jobs. Businesses have lost. People have lost their businesses because of this growing pandemic that's been going on for over a year and a half. And so people are hurting financially, and they're looking and reaching out to the government to save them financially. But I say we can do that ourselves. Okay, we're using 14 Eagles as a platform to where we can come together ourselves and work together ourselves and not be dependent on governments and corporations to take care of us. And so through that, we encourage you to get the full scope of what 14 Eagles is all about and come to our community website and see what we do. One of the things I want to show you, just to put you in the right frame of mind, is to come down to our video row on the community website. Here we have a series of videos that we encourage you to take a look at. They're very short videos, but they're very, very mind-altering and powerful videos. These videos will put you in the right frame of mind as it pertains to what we're doing here at 14 Eagles. See, what we want to do here at 14 Eagles is we want to change people's mentality. We want to uplift your consciousness. We want you to be conscious and aware of what's going on around you. We don't want you to just follow governments and corporations. We want you to think for yourself. We want you to be able to recognize what's going on around you and be aware of what's happening. And so with these videos, it will put you in that frame of mind. And I challenge you, if you watch each one of these videos, you won't walk away with the same mindset when you do that. I almost guarantee it. All right? And so what we're doing here at 14 Eagles is we're trying to change the mindset of the community, of our society. And we're trying to uplift our consciousness and awareness. See, a lot of people get involved with gifting platforms. Why? Because of the money. And that's understandable. We truly understand that. But if we change the way that we think, we change our mindset, then we can get away from the money grab. Because that's what most gifting platforms are. It's just a money grab. And we're trying to change the mentality of the money grab. And we were trying to change it into a more of a community-based system. Why? Because community is the key, not the money. Money is just a tool that we use. All right? And we don't want people being dependent on just money. Yes, money is important in our society today, but it's not the end all, okay, for everything. Because see, understand, money is one thing, but without the community, you don't have any money, okay? And that's just a fact. And so community is the key to everything. That is the driving force of what we do here, is the community. Because without the people within the community, money just sits there. Money does nothing without the people. And so we put more emphasis on people than we do the money. Yes, we know people need money to pay their bills, to put food on the table, and we understand that. But without the people, none of that happens. So we put most of our emphasis on the people and on the community. If you go to our community website, you'll see we have several tabs. Well, one of the tabs is Fund Me 24/7, which is a part of the Dynamic Trio. We emphasize Dynamic Trio because they're one of our partners. Dynamic Trio has the same philosophy as 14 Eagles. It's community-based. They deal in crowdfunding, okay? And the crowdfunding has really created its own industry. Most people are familiar with the GoFundMes and the Indiegogos and all of that. type of things where they raise money through the through the crowd of people. All right. Well, Fund Me 24/7 Dynamic Trio has taken that to a whole nother level, and so their philosophy is the same as ours. You know, we want to eliminate debt and get rid of poverty. That's our goal, and the only way that we can do that is to bring the people together to where we can have something or somewhere we can go where we can work together and help ourselves get out of this financial despair that we find ourselves in. And so we've partnered together to do just that. And not only do they have Fund Me 24/7, they also have Feed Me 24/7, which is a feeder system for Fund Me 24/7. So we really encourage you to also look at these platforms because they're in the same, they have the same goals in the same line of what 14 Eagles is trying to do. Bring communities together, bring people together. All right. Also, we have partnered with another company which is called Cutting Edge Techno Solutions, SETS for short. They have truly taken technology to a whole nother level, where they are building eco-villages, okay? Eco-villages, and they're going to be doing this all around the world. And they're doing that by taking everyday waste, the trash that we throw away, and throw in the trash can, and the waste management comes and picks it up and take it to the landfill. Well, guess what they do? They get that trash from the landfill and they turn that into renewable energy, into reusable products, okay? They turn it into building material, and they take that building material and they rebuild communities with it. I mean, you talking about something powerful. So as you can see, 14 Eagles is more than just a gifting platform, okay? We're dealing more in the community base. We're dealing with businesses. We're dealing with life-changing businesses that help people in all different types of arenas. We also have another partner called Acquisition Alliance that is showing people and teaching people how to market their business online. So, you know, we've kind of covered just about every angle we can within the community. So that's why we encourage you to come to the 14 Eagles community website. Take a look at what we've done. Take a look at what we're doing. We'll also have a college debt project that we've been working on. By getting people involved with 14 Eagles, we're going to show you how to get out of that college debt that you've been building up all these years. Because truly, it makes no sense for our kids to go to college, get an education, and before they get their first job, they're saddled with debt. That's just terrible. And so we got to stop that trend. And so here at 14 Eagles, this is what we're trying to accomplish. So yes, we do need money. We need money to pay our bills. We need money to put food on the table. But the only way that we can do that is to work together, okay? Bring together in our own community, our virtual community, where we can come together and we can do whatever we want to do. We don't need the permission from governments and corporations for us to get ahead, all right? So if we learn how to build a community, what we need to do is stop chasing money and put ourselves in a position where the money is chasing us. Does that make sense? And so what I want to do is I want to close with this. You know, money, numbers don't lie. That's one thing that I found out. Numbers don't lie. Numbers are almost like an exact science. And so if we put the numbers on our side, then we have the advantage as a community. And let me show you what I mean. Because a lot of times we lose sight of the science of the numbers. And one of the analogies that I always like to use is if you take a penny and you double that penny every day for the next 30 days, what would you have? And most people they can't wrap their minds around a penny, a doubling every day for 30 days. They can't wrap their minds around that. They can't visualize what that can do for them. Okay, a penny doubling every day for 30 days. I challenge you to get a calculator and take a penny. That means you have a penny today. Tomorrow you have 2 more pennies. The next day you have 4 more pennies. And the following day you have 8 more pennies. And you keep doubling those pennies every day for the next 30 days. I challenge you to do that. Because by the time you get to 30 days, you will have $5.3 million. $5.3 million. And I know that's probably hard to believe, but you won't have to believe it if you put it in the calculator and calculate that up for yourself. Now you know. Okay, you don't have to believe it anymore. Now you know. You know what the power of the number can do. Okay, just a penny. Okay, so that's what I mean by we need to change the way that we think. We need to uplift our consciousness to show where we can achieve, what we can do. Okay? So now, numbers don't lie. Watch this. If you just invited 2 people, just 2, invited 2 people who could invite 2 people, who could invite 2 people, and you did that for 14 days, as a group, as a team, as a community. 2 people. All you're doing is getting 2. You get 2 today. Tomorrow they get 2, which is 4. The next day they get 2, which is 8, and so on and so forth. Just like doubling the penny every day. If you did that for 14 days, how many people would end up on your team, in your community? Okay? How many would end up in your community just by everybody just getting 2? At the end of 14 days, we're just talking about 2 weeks. We're not even talking about 30 days. We're just talking about 2 weeks. In just 2 weeks' time, if everyone just did 2 people, just invited 2 people, you would end up with 32,766 people. 32,766 people. And I know some of you can't even wrap your minds around that. 2 people generating over 32,000 people. See, if we just keep it simple, change our mindset, become more aware of what we have our hands on here, we could change our lives. Just that simple. In just a couple of weeks. It's just that simple. See, we tend to make things too difficult. And we need to start to flip that script a little bit. Because it's time out for taking orders from corporations and governments. Now it's time for us to get back in our rightful positions, okay, of being the leaders of our own families, being the leaders in our own communities, okay, and changing to where the government has to listen to us instead of us listening to the government. Does that make sense? And we can only do that with the power of the numbers. Having people who are in their right mindset with the right conscious awareness of what's going on. So if you have 32,000 people in 2 weeks, what could that do just here in 14 Eagles? Just in 14 Eagles, just on the first level with a $2 gift, just in 14 Eagles. What could that do in a 2-week period? Literally, that could change into almost $50,000 in just 2 weeks. $49,140 to be exact. That is unbelievable with just a $2 gift to 3 people. See, The power is not in the dollar. The power is in the people. This is what we need to focus on. And this is what 14 Eagles is focusing on. And so, and understand, if we can do this and build our own community, virtual community, because see, virtually, not only are we just in your neighborhood or in your county or in your state or in this country, but we're all around the world, all around the world. And see and understand, when we do this and we build our own community, our own virtual community, and we give to one another financially, now we empower ourselves financially to where we're in control now. We become in control. Does that make sense? So now, if you, in your community, if you take 20% of the people in your community is cash-strapped and debt-free, don't owe anybody anything, and have all the money that they need to do whatever they need to do. Just 20% of the people in your community was cash-strapped and debt-free. Do you know that you can control your community? You can dictate to the local officials in your community what you want done, not them telling you what they want done. Does that make sense? But guess what? It all starts with us. It all starts with our mindset and our consciousness awareness. That's where it has to be at. See, so $2, $5, $10, $20, $100, it doesn't matter. If you don't have the community, none of that matters. None of that's going to happen. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that, triggered something in you to take a look at the 14 Eagles community. Take a look at what we're doing here, because that's not everything that we have. So I encourage you to come to the 14 Eagles community website. Take a look at what we got. One thing I do want to point out before it gets too late is that our platform is being adjusted. So if you go on there right now and you can't send any gifts, be patient. We're updating the back office and the gifting platform in the gifting section. We're getting ready to put cryptocurrency back there, and as well, we're getting ready to get it to where when you send a gift, you'll be able to put your receipt in a window to put into the back office, and then that way you can be automatically confirmed once you put the receipt that you sent your gift. And when that happens, it'll be almost fully automated. That way you don't have to wait for someone else to confirm you that they received their gift. You put the receipt in there, and you'll automatically confirm that you sent that gift. And then if that person did not receive their gift, they're going to have a button in their back office that will say that they did not receive, and then admin will make sure that everyone gets their gift the way that they're supposed to. Okay? So that's something that we're getting ready to implement back there. So if the programmer is putting all that together, and I believe he was trying to make sure that it was working. Something went wrong, so he may have had to do some things. So just be patient. If it's not working right now, we're going to try to get that done within the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay? So no worries at all. Also, be mindful that on our community website, we have our Contact Us page. Here's all the information to come to the webinars. We have the webinar scheduled there every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. We're here, and you can either come on to the webinar link, or you can call in. And also our email address, controltower@14eaglesden.com. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email us, or you can also call us on our member service number. And yes, we do have a member service number. I know a lot of people they get surprised that we have a number and they can call us and somebody answers and they get to talk to somebody. But we do have a member service number, and that number is 301-684-1216. Okay? If no one answers, just leave a message, and I guarantee you somebody will call you back. All right? So with that, I really appreciate you guys coming. What I want to do is I want to bring up our fearless leader, Greg Phillips. Without Greg, Greg started way back when we first started 14 Eagles over 10 years ago. Hey, that's right. That's how long we've been around, 10 years. We've stood the test of time. But without Greg, 14 Eagles would not be here. I say that all the time because 14 Eagles was on its way out. And Greg came along and helped us save this platform. And now we've been around for 10 years and still going strong and still trying to make it better and still trying to save people and put people in a whole nother position. So, Greg, if you will, come on up and close us out, brother.
Thank you very much, Brian. I hope everybody can hear me. That was a great call. I'm like, family, listen, I mean, Brian was pouring out his heart tonight. I know he said he was going to try to keep it short, and I was laughing to myself because you can feel the passion of what he's trying to do. He's doing this not for himself, but for everybody in our community, all our friends and family. We do this for people that we don't even know personally. That's how important this thing is to us, a lot of people, we're hearing about inflation and stuff like that now. And inflation is just another form of taxation on the people. There's more money coming out your pocket that you can't spend on your family, your friends, and, take care of, your bills and stuff like that there, because you have to pay higher prices for gas, higher prices for food, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. You're in the right place at the right time. You get involved with 14 Eagles, $6 out your pocket one time. If you do this right, like Brian said, have two people, get two people, and you're on the way to helping us save the world. Brian, back to you.
Fantastic. And also, I just want to point out real quick, too, on our community website, on the home page, and I want to show that real quick. On the home page, if you scroll down to the join our newsletter, please join our newsletter so you can get our email updates, so you can stay informed of what's going on. And more importantly, we have a video of the week that goes out every week. That video of the week, we have some powerful videos that go out. And this is stuff that you don't get on mainstream media, okay? And we talk about everything from the banking system all the way to the pandemic, okay? And there's nothing off limits what these videos go over. So we're here to educate, we're here to inform, and we're here to enlighten. And so that's what it's all about. Because an informed community is a prosperous community. So with that being said, I'd like to thank all of you that came out tonight and all of you that is watching the video, watching the recording that we have tonight. I'd like to thank you for doing that. And spread this video around. Let people know what 14 Eagles is all about, what we're doing, and why we're here. Okay? Because truly, we can't do this alone. We need help. We need your help. But we need the help of the people that can see what we're trying to do. We don't want people just to be here. No, we want you to come here because you know this is the thing to do. This is where we're trying to go. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to help people, help each other, okay? So with that, I'm going to do this real quick.